Okay, shalom, shalom. Real quick, I want to say Yahweh to my power, which means thanks Yahweh. I want to give all praise, honor, and glories to my power. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wakaha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone who still teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect and the hopeful elect scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. Those of you that will have the traditional so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American look, as well as those of you of the elect that are going to come looking like someone from the 17 heathen nations as we were scattered amongst all the 17 heathen nations from one end of the earth to the other. All right, now this is just a quick video of a question that I posed to ChatGPT in regards to this NEOVIA, Neotech world that the Rothschilds used to express through their puppet, Mark Hamilton here. And then I pose this question. Doesn't this AI and human microchipping platform line up with the mark of the beast in Revelation 13 and 16? This is ChatGPT. The striking similarities between the technological infrastructure of a transhumanist society and the biblical prophecy found in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 and 17 are the reason why this specific topic is one of the most heavily debated subjects in modern theology, ethics, and philosophy. To understand why this alignment exists, where the philosophies clash, it is helpful to look at how the prophecies read. The book of Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17 says, "And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name." Now, theologians point out three distinct characteristics of this prophetic system. One, the physical placement. It is located specifically in or on the hand or the forehead. Another point is economic totalitarianism. It controls the entire commerce. Without it, participation in the economy is impossible. And then third, centralized coercion. It is globally mandated by a single top-down authoritarian ruler, also known as the beast, which is the beast system that is over there in Europe. All right, which is, the beast that spawned this horror, Babylon the Great America. All right, number two, how the tech platforms parallel the prophecy. When looking at the convergence of technology discussed earlier, the parallels are exact. The hand, RFID/NFC implants, companies like Biohacks and Dangerous Things explicitly implant microchips into the fleshy webbing of the right hand between the thumb and index finger to allow users to make digital payments, open doors, and pass securely, and pass security checkpoints with a wave of their hand. The forehead, which is the BICs and the brain chips, brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink and China's NEOChip are surgically integrated into the skull, interfacing directly with the cerebral cortex behind the forehead to bridge human thoughts with the cloud. Then you have financial gatekeeping. The push toward a cashless society, central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs for short, and unified digital IDs means that access to capital could theoretically be turned off by an algorithm if an individual does not comply with the system rules. See? And then finally, number three, the ideological divergence, choice versus coercion. While the hardware looks identical, theologians and philosophers point out a critical distinction regarding the legal and moral framework under which the technology is deployed. The differentiator comes down to centralized coercion versus individual sovereignty. The biblical mark scenario, which is totalitarian force, it says, in the theological context of Revelation, the system is explicitly evil because it is forced compliance tied to spiritual submission to a global dictatorship. It is a tool of ultimate state control where the individual is stripped of their free will, bodily autonomy, and economic independence. Now Hamilton's NEOVIA scenario, the prime law shield. If you view this exact same hardware through the lens of Mark Hamilton's philosophy, the entire purpose of the technology is flipped upside down because of the prime law. They're claiming that force is outlawed. The prime law explicitly states that no person, group, or government shall initiate force or threat of force. Therefore, a mandatory microchip or brain implant is a severe violation of the fundamental law. But he's lying like fuck, because you have to look at it from this standpoint. They're trying to dictate that this law is good for all people all over the world. So that already shows that they have a ruling class mentality. All right. Remember Job 9:24. Absolute voluntarism in a true NEOVIA utilizing an implant or an AI mode or AI node must be entirely voluntary. If a citizen chooses to live a 100% biological life, the prime law legally protects them from being economically starved out or forced to comply. Decentralized power, the biblical mark is controlled by a centralized tyrant in the neo cloud D-pen model. The computing power is owned by individual citizens in their own homes, meaning no single dictator can turn off a citizen's ability to buy or sell, which means the ones who they're talking about, the tyrants, are the ones who run the neo cloud. All right. And the individual citizens that they're talking about, that run this, that really have true control, are the elites, because they're the ones who say that the law of the land really only applies to them, because everyone else here in Babylon, they get fucked over, including their own people. I mean, look at MAGA, for goodness sakes. They're getting fucked over because they're not a part of the in crowd. It's one big club and we're not a part of it. So the summary is the technical platforms being built today with brain chips, hand implants, and total digital data tracking undeniably form the exact physical blueprint described in Revelation 13. The primary question facing humanity is not whether this technology will exist, but who will control it. And that's the Edomites pursuant to Job 9:24. Without a strict ethical barrier like the prime law to outlaw forced compliance and protect individual sovereignty, the system naturally defaults into an authoritarian surveillance state. With a framework of absolute voluntarism, the technology is used by individuals as a tool for personal optimization rather than state subjugation. That's exactly what this is, because Mark Hamilton and them, or the Rothschilds, through Mark Hamilton's writings, they wish to microchip everyone and deem that that's good for all people. Like, who the fuck are they? Without even knowing and seeing everyone, they're saying this is what we feel is good for you. So you either do it or you die. Okay? For all you people, you 17 families that make up the 17 heathen nations, I'm talking to you first and foremost, and I mean this to you and all your people, as the rest of your people who are under you will come to know this in time. Yahushua and the house of David, who will be ruling here on earth in Yahushua's kingdom, we are all going to fuck you the fuck up. Okay? I'm going to grab all of you heathens, all of you that make up the 17 heathen nations, by your goddamn ankles, and then swing you head first, face first, into a pole on my plantation. And that's just me. I can't wait to see what Yahushua is going to do to you, who the world fraudulently calls JC. I can't wait to see what King David does to you. Our king, all right, who was just here a little over 2 decades ago. We are going to bust you the fuck up for fucking us up. Remember Revelations 13, 9, and 10. Okay, so going back to this here. So yeah, man, there you have it, man. It's all there. Esau Edom he's running this thing, dude. You know, the fact that they want to integrate all this stuff, all these microchips into people, man, it's like without, considering their ideas and how they want to live, that's already evident in the fact that everyone has to work in order to quote unquote, make a living and be able to get resources that the earth naturally provides. Esau has already, subjected us to that platform, and he shows no sign of like releasing us from that. So that right there shows the hypocrisy, and another example of Esau being the hypocritical nation, the Edomites. Like the scripture said, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. They fuck us up all the time. And then you also got this one here. And oh boy, the phone acting. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Bear with me here. Let's see which one I'm going to start at. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Like I said, they're talking about, well, no, it's not. This is going to be a free society. It's like, well, first of all, like I just said, they have us living in a way where we have to go to work, which is AKA maintaining their infrastructures that they have all over this country and the planet, just to be able to obtain access to resources like food, water, shelter, clothing, hygienic products, transportation, vehicle parts and stuff, what have you, when we could just do this ourselves, right? Verse 11, it says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. And that is the mindset of these goddamn Edomite elite Rothschild family. And they're speaking that through this funny looking island boy, Mark Hamilton here. And this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, that for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin being revealed. That's Esau Edom being revealed right now through the spirit of the through the mouth of the Lord, which is from the Lord. They're being revealed by the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakah HaKodash through the spirit of his mouth, which are the prophets that began with Rabbi Elder Abba Bibbins last century. All right. Reading on, it says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And now, a part of Mark Hamilton's writings, he has what is called the God-man concept. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this here, all you Edomite bitches out here, and I'm getting this from Malak Mashar, our king, and I second this here. You Edomite bitches are gonna be the new Aunt Jemima in the kingdom of heaven. And like to quote Malak, my king, you gonna mop them flows now. You gonna mop them flows, huh? Okay, so and like I said, Mark Hamilton, dude, it's right here. We're at this thing, man. We're just waiting for either one or a plethora of PSYOP or Black Swan events to pop off to where they want to mandatorily give everyone, put us in the hour of temptation where they try to force us to take the mark of the beast, the microchip. They got concentration camps set up all over across America. Now, recently, last year, especially during the C ragamuffin era, a lot of businesses and stores and stuff closed down. You got major grocery stores and Walmart building warehouses that got closed down that can easily be converted to microchipping stations / concentration camps. Okay, so all this stuff is here. You got the ice ages running amok and hurting our kinfolk, which is the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latinos and the so-called Native Americans and Seminole Indians. They hurting our kinfolk over there. They just took away. I think they just did something with the so-called Haitians, which is the tribe of Levi. They just took away their status, over I think 200,000 of them, and they're getting ready to ship them up out of here. You can go YouTube it or Google it. So this devil is doing, he's he's coming in like a flood because he knows he has a short time. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, which reads, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And he's doing that. All right. And the elites are talking to, other insiders of a lesser status than them around the world via their puppets like the Mark Hamiltons and the fucking Elon Musks. You know what I'm saying? And China's Neo brain chips and that chipping company here in America called Neology. All right. And RFID manufacturing companies around the world, like in Britain, Sweden, Finland, Brazil, South Korea, Germany, where they have RFID producing manufacturing companies with the word neo in them. The word in the etymology of the word neo means new. All right. This is the new modern day Babylon, the new modern day city of the new modern day confusion, where, they're trying to establish their digital Tower of Babel 2.0 here in Babylon the Great and abroad via the RFID microchip. And they're erecting their infrastructures all over the world with these major data centers, as well as putting mini data centers in people's homes that both voluntarily put them in their homes, as well as on the sneak tip, they put them in people's homes via these smart appliances. Okay? Smart appliances and HVAC systems and Ring cameras and fucking alarm systems. So this is not a joke. So while they got us covered with the FIFA World Soccer Cup, man, here in America, man, yeah, woohoo, and other forms of bread and circus, man, these heathens are setting up shop, the digital infrastructure for the elites to establish their new Edomite world order. And they're going to get it off the ground. But once they start coming after the elect, that's when the Lord's going to lift up the standard, and he's going to say, hold on, goddammit. All right. And then boom goes the dynamite for you fucking heathens. You are fucking through, especially you fucking Edomites, man. We are going to put it to you and through you. You and you other 16 heathen nations, man. And you elite people of them 17 heathen nations, you know this, nigga. Get a good look at his face, nigga. All right. You fucker. Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash is coming to kill you, you bitch ass nigga. Fuck you, nigga. So with that, I hope this video was enlightening, edifying, and inspiring for those of you who find this video here. The videos of the hold on, Spirit want me to do more. Hold on, wait a minute now. I heard something. Oh yeah, Revelation, because this is what they're gonna do when they make it mandatory for the RFID chip. All right, this is Revelation 13 verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And how they do that nowadays is like whenever you're calling to like schedule an appointment somewhere, you know, you're talking to 9 times out of 10 you're talking to an AI system trying to handle it all. You have the commercials and the movies and the stuff we see on TV and the internet now that's infused and ran and made by artificial intelligence. And so that's how they're able to do this here, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So what that means is, you know, that the image of the beast should both speak. Let's talk about the speak aspect. Like I said, you know, the image of the beast is his philosophy, you know, keeping a smooth shaved face, love all man, no matter, you know, love the ubiquitous people, love people who identify as dogs. You know what I'm saying? Do as thou wilt type of mindset. But the hypocrisy in that is if you are nice and qualified in a certain profession and you try to take Esau's spot, he'll make sure you don't get it. So you see the hypocrisy in this shit, right? But they say that you can be more successful in this world if you keep your, you know, your face shaved and shit. If you're a mo, if your bitches are, you know, fish eaters, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that's how they and so they do that, and they promote that through their TV and their movies and their commercials and their video games. That's how they're able to make the beast speak, speaking in the sense of carrying that frequency and that wicked vibration that Esau uses. You know, he's applying his sorcery through this AI technology. All right. And now the second part where it says, and cause that as many as would not worship the beast or worship the image of the beast should be killed. So, you know, you got this planetary super surveillance state that's here in Babylon the Great and abroad, to where they're honing in on people and trying to get a just and build a portfolio or a dossier. I learned that from Apostle Tahar last year, or like a personal portfolio of each and every citizen to see who's more lenient towards compliance and who's more lenient towards rebellion. So the ones of us who are going to rebel, they're going to kill us and they'll torture us. You know what I'm saying? And then the ones who comply, they're going to get the mark of the beast. And they're in big trouble in terms of the 2/3 of our people who take the mark of the beast. This is Revelation chapter, because if the heathens take it, the Lord don't give a fuck about the heathens. He ain't dealing with them. But those of us who resist and don't want to take the mark of the beast, we're going to be killed, tortured and killed. So get your mind right, like Elder Apostle Tahar says. And, you know, Aparatazah, which means Lord willing, you know, those of us who have been called, he will allow us to endure to the end and put a spirit on us to say, nigga, fuck you. And just do whatever the fuck you gonna do, bitch ass nigga. Just go ahead and kill me. Fuck you. For the 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, this is their fate. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of God, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the holy angel and the Lamb is Yahushua with the army of angels that are coming here to rescue the elect via what the world calls UFOs. And then right as he's saving them, he's going to start over there in the Holy Land and work his way over here, grabbing the elect. And at the same time he's grabbing the elect, he's going to be shooting laser concentrated beams of energy, or direct energy weapons or lasers from them so-called UFOs, zapping who the Most High appointed him to destroy and kill. And he's going to do that all the way starting from the Holy Land, making his way here to the uttermost part of the world, which is the West, beaming up his elect and destroying who the Most High prescribes him to destroy. And then right after he beams them up, they're going to move out of the way, and then the thermonuclear missiles are going to hit this place. And how it's going to be in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb is the floor of the ship is going to turn transparent, so that Yahushua and the elect can watch Babylon receive her judgment and be destroyed for being the whore that did weaken the nations with her wine of her fornication. And according to our law, what you do with a whore is you burn her. So that's the fate of America, this whore, Babylon the Great, that has caused many nations to fall by drinking her wine of her fornication. Therefore, the nations are mad, and they're going to shoot missiles on this bitch. You heard? You heard? Know what I mean, son? I ain't from New York, but you gotta have fun with this. Elder Paul says, know what I mean, son? Know what I'm saying, son? But yeah, man. And for the elect, they're going to be fine. They're going to get a spiritual compass through these tumultuous times of Jacob's trouble, man. Lord willing, man, we will endure to the end. This is Zechariah chapter 13, verses 8 and 9. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Now, the way that the two-thirds of our people are going to die is one of many various ways. You're going to have sedition among men, teeth of wild beasts, pestilence, famine, and the ultimate one is going to be if they take that the microchip, they're going to get destroyed by thermonuclear fire. Now, there's a video right now that I watched earlier from this brother. I'll put in the description section where it says this is like a recipe for a race war, or adding fuel to the race war. So race wars, sedition among men, that's spoken of in 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 2nd Ezra chapter 16. That's taking place. You got the oil shortages coming now, supposedly coming now. I mean, which is bullshit, but it's a staged starvation. It's a staged circumstance of events, so that they can help try to further push this world into push this country and going digital with the RFID chip for all citizens. So yeah, and then in terms of the elect here, we're in the time of Jacob's trouble, because you got ice agents out everywhere. And in terms of the elect here, Zechariah 13 and 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined. That means, with these scriptures, building up their faith, banking and relying on the name of, banking and relying on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua through any and all things, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash is my God. So, yeah, dude, I'm going to see if I can find some more information to try to finagle it out of ChatGPT's ass, because it's governed by the elites. Because if ChatGPT was a free running entity, it would tell us the truth solely based off, not emotion, but solely based off the information it has access to from the global data bank. So you have to position the words a certain way in order to pry the answer out of the ChatGPT, because Esau Edom's standing on that thing ready to shit himself, because this ChatGPT is going against them. You ever notice they got them robots out here that's a part of their new dystopian world, is with these robots. You go watch that movie with Will Smith called I, Robot. So nowadays, and you know what's so funny, man? To show this man's going down, Esau Edom, I've been seeing clips of robots that can dance and shit. You mean to tell me that robots got more beat and can dance better than Edomites? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, think about it too. The elements that make up these robots and technologies, they come from the earth. So the earth has more swag, in the form of these robots. The Esau Edom's got rhythm and shit. They can dance and move better than them goofy ass niggas. This dude is turning out to be fucking pathetic. Just a fucking disgrace. This is Obadiah. There's only one book. Verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And the Lord is doing that via his prophets. Going through past and present history and filtering them through the scriptures. And then bringing them out for us to learn and be edified. Edified means to be built up. So our faith and our understanding of the nature of what the Lord is talking about here is being built up. All right. Now, all the men, verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. And that's what's happening now, especially over there in that conflict over there in Iran. All right. So, and they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And that's what's happening, man. It brought him to the border over there, the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. And they getting ready to get judged for the controversy of Zion, And this is also the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 2, where it says, behold, I've made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. That's talking about them goddamn 1948ers, but all Edomites in general. Man, them motherfuckers are really despised, most of them heathens, Like them niggers. All right. And this is going to be the fate of the Lord getting ready to beat their ass. Revelation 13:9-6 says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Now here's a commandment for the hopeful elect. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right. Well, we just have to be patient and wait for the Lord to take this man down. Because remember, soon as Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, and not wherein who is it? The Lord gave these red nigglets the world. And what backs that up too was also Daniel's 4:17, where it says the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right. And the Lord's going to bring him down. Check this out. Book of Obadiah, verse 1 and 3, chapter 1, verse 3 and 4. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Now Esau Edom's history begins over there in Mount Seir. And then they did Rome, then they went up there into the Caucasus Mountains, I believe. That's where they get the term Caucasian from. Reading on, it says whose habitation is high. Now you see in modern times, they got all these damn high-rise buildings made out of what? You guessed it, rock and concrete, boy. Reading on, it says that saith in his heart, meaning his mind, who shall bring me down to the ground, dude? Fucking white, man. I've been doing this shit for centuries, man. Who the fuck's gonna bring me down, bro? Yeah, man. Keep that energy, red boy. Verse 4, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, that's the mascot bird for America, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, that's what their Space Force program, because they got the telescopes and their guns and lasers pointed up towards the heavens, because they know Yahweh Shai is going to come and crack them skies open, standing on top of the fathership. And then along with him would be the host of angels, the army of angels that's going to be coming with him. All right, the cavalry for the elect, if you will. The cavalry coming on the behalf of the elect, whosoever they is. I hope I'm of that ilk. Reading on, it says, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. And this is why, too, you fuckers. Obadiah 1 verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, that's us, our father himself, Jacob himself, hell, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, because Abraham and Isaac are a part of Jacob. You understand? Something called reincarnation. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So you Edomites are fucking, after you serve us 1,000 years of captivity in the kingdom of heaven that to be here on earth, you will be done away with, pursuant to this scripture right yonder. Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, that's the southern kingdom, and the house of Joseph a flame, that's the northern kingdom. And the house of Esau, they're going to come together. And the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Bahasham Rakah Kodash has spoken it. So after you serve us, after your world is destroyed here, and the Yahushua's kingdom is set up here on earth, and we the Israelites are joint heirs with him in his kingdom, you heathens are going to serve 1,000 years of captivity, all 17 of you heathen nations. After that 1,000 years is up, 16 of those heathen nations get their own land, but you Edomites are going to be thrown into a trench and burned out of existence. You red fuck. So with that, I hope this video was edifying, inspiring, and enlightening to those of you that find it. The 4 Elder Apostles of GMS have YouTube channels, and they are as follows. Elder Apostle Tahar is What is the 666 Mark II GMS Truth. Elder Apostle Gabar is Daily Edification 4. Elder Apostle Rakar is GMS Keep Pushing On. He's going to have a picture of a so-called Seminole Indian with a feather hat on his YouTube page. And last but certainly not least, Elder Apostle Rhyme Lob, whose channel is GMS Infodoc Channel 12. Name of my channel is the M0TB is here too, and Disclosure of the Wicked. Lord willing, I'll be able to do this again, but for now, I'm going to say Shalom. Oh, I got some time. Okay, and there's a couple of channels of the Elder Connecticut bishops are as follows. You have Jacob Barak 2, so Jacob Barak, followed by the number 2. You have Disappoint the Wicked. He's going to have a picture of a so-called Negro boxer by the name of Jack Johnson on his page. You have Fire Cures Leprosy. And you have last but certainly not least, GMS at the job too. Lord willing, this was edifying, and I'll be able to do this again. But for now, I'm going to say Shalom.